Oh, how is everybody? We are back. This is a busy week, but yeah, we are back, and we'll see what we can do with this Lamia Sculpt. How are you, Tony? How was your weekend? Good, I hope. Yeah, busy. Busy's mixed. Be real with you. Busy can be good. We'll see. But life progresses. So we have a lot to touch up here. The secret code is not, for the millionth time, it's just some emotes from BTTV? Question? Of course. What can I help you with today? Does my beard have religious reasons to keep? No. No, not really. Though in one context, like, I don't really care that much about vanity, and that might be in line with some religious ideals. But no, not something I want to upkeep every day, and therefore I upkeep no days. How about you? When are you gonna get your big beard to show how much programming experience you're getting? Not that that's real. That's a joke that I think a lot of people might understand. Might be an old joke though. You don't like having a beard? That's fine. Yeah, it has its ups and downs. I feel like if I'm puttering away at code alone, not on stream, I tend to like play with my beard a lot. So it's a nice fidget toy, I guess. Yeah, then going to a barber or like, I don't know, pulling out the razor and shaving it. That's work I don't want to have to do. Every once in a while. I trim the mustache because sometimes you get soup in your mustache, and I never like that. That's not okay. The one time where being shorter is functional. I in a stream I used to be in a lot more often, like years and years and years ago, there was one viewer that infamously had a very long beard, and one day he had to announce that he cut it. We're all like, wait, Lagnus, why? He said that he like tried to roll over in his sleep, and I guess he like rolled onto his stomach and then couldn't move his head because his chest pinned his beard, and that was the moment. I'm like, yeah, if I ever get that long, it's gone, or I'll cut it in half. So, how long do you shave? Do you do the like stubble thing? Are you like 5 o'clock shadow action hero everyman? I could see that. Especially when you get older, you get that gray stubble. That stuff, that's distinguished. Find it difficult to keep it clean with a beard. You shave almost every day. Just hair that gets kind of messy. Yeah, it's true. I knew someone that kept a beard, and they would bring a blow dryer. Like, they shaved their head, but we were traveling, we were staying in the same lodgings, and we were just talking about it. Someone's like, wait, why do you have a hair dryer? And he looked at me, and he's like, you must know, right? I'm like, maybe? And he's like, so I want my beard, like, I need to brush my beard out, and I need to blow dry it, because if I let it dry naturally, it, like, curls up and gets all weird. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care about that, but I totally understand. Actually, if I shower at night, because I will eventually put wet hair on a pillow, my hair will be super curly, like super curly. It goes like half length and like double volume. Maybe not like double volume. Like, maybe. It's definitely not flat. Like Shirley Temple almost. So I don't do that. Not bad. Every once in a while I like having hair that has a lot of life in it, but something about the curls don't suit me too well. My father had curls. He hated it. He used to comb them out as much as he could. He also had long hair. You start to think about being bald. You know, I shaved my head in sophomore year of high school. Shaved my head clean because I wanted low maintenance. I was trying to figure out what utilitarian is. How do I live a more utilitarian life? Make more functional choices about myself. And that was less functional because you have to shave all the time. And then you need to like make sure you're wearing hats or sunscreen. You can get scalp sunburn. It's actually a lot more work. Going bald can be a problem because you don't like wearing a hat. You'll end up with a headache from sunbathing. Yeah, that's real. You used to have long hair for the time that you were in a band just because of the band stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Especially if you're doing metal. Very fitting. You have oily hair, it gets dirty very quickly. It depends on the length of my hair. I find because I have long hair that I shower like twice a week. And I try to let my hair actually get greasy before I wash it. Otherwise it can dry out. That's my regimen. I don't know if that means I have greasy hair or not greasy hair, but I tend to think that it's kind of in the middle. But all of it comes down to, I think, length of hair. Because if you have long hair, it takes a lot longer to get oily. Once you cut your hair, you'll be amazed how much more frequently you need to shower. When you had long hair, you'd have to shower twice a day? Okay, so that's a standard right there. I guess I don't have oily hair then. Yeah, my father-in-law is one of those people that just shaves his head just as low as you can get it. And also complains about having oily hair, and I'm wondering, like, is that because it's so short? Like, obviously, it should only take a couple hours to get oil distributed through your hair if it's that short, right? put toe beans. I don't know if you'll see them, but I'll know they're there. Too hot? You sweat very easily. Ah, I see. If you go somewhere with a backpack, walking or cycling, you get to the other place, it will look like it rained. Oof. I apologize. I mean, yeah, if we're getting into too much information territory, I sweat a lot, but I sweat a lot from very specific places. My hands turn into lakes, and my feet can, like, puddle. All of the sweat tends to come out of those two places. A little bit armpit. Everyone has a little bit armpit, but and I sometimes need like a hanky for my hands. If I'm playing a video game and I have to hand the controller off, I have to like wipe it off before I give it to people. It's true. Now you know the truth. Can't hide it from you any longer. Hyper hydrosis, I think is the term. When you practice kung fu, when every training ended, it was like raining inside the gym. You know, when I was doing skateboarding, my entire body would be covered in sweat. Like I would have to take off all of my clothes because I would get very cold. Oh yeah, do we do claws? Are they exposed all the time? I feel like they're not. Okay, like this, I think. You sweat so much at the torso. What's enough to be completely sweat? I mean, yeah, there's definitely, I've seen a lot of those people. Those gym people that have the shirt just changes color. Just start to move and the sweat comes. So, is that everywhere? Do you have sweaty palms too? Sweaty hands? Sweaty feet? Man, I can feel the sweat on my feet right now. Not to be gross, but like, and if we're going there, yep. Sweat, the problem most people don't talk about. You think so? I feel for you. Actually, I got a mouse that had a fan in it because I thought like, oh, this is gonna help. There is no fan powerful enough that you could fit into a mouse. It doesn't exist. It's kind of nice, but yeah, no, I need to move serious air on my palms. Maybe I just need a desk that has a blower underneath. That'd be good. We'll make millions. You can use your architecture skills to design it, right? Put it up on Kickstarter. I don't know how we don't make millions. It'll have to have a built-in mouse pad too. because we need to blow air through. Oh man, do we need a mouse with holes in it then? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe there's a mouse design that could channel air from the desk. See your curse with the sweat curse? You're not alone. You are not alone. Y'all, well, we both got that. Not speaking for anybody else. I don't know them. And they don't know me. Okay, wait, on the outside over here, there's like another pad. Yeah, what's there to do? Actually, had a doctor once tell me that there's like an electroshock therapy that you can get for like deactivating sweat glands or something. Seemed interesting, but I always want to be as vanilla as possible. I'm gonna be the one person that's like, cyborg parts, I'll pass, maybe next year. Okay, wait, no. This should have... data space between the main bean, whatever this is. Then we need another toe here. That. Maybe a little bean separation. You can send me a print of something you're modeling in sculpting in Blender. Ooh, please do. It'll be tried for your first game for real? Ooh. I'm excited. Is it on Discord already? Clicking. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. I did the thing. Only 25 minutes late. Sorry. Sorry, anyone that's not here. Blenda kid. Oh my god. I love it, actually. Oh, there's something so good about that. Look at him. I like him a lot. He's so good. I like the stare, actually. there's something about that face that I really like. Good job. And let's see. Oh, and some nice simple topology. Oh, I can see that this may have come from that character that we were talking about. I see some similarities. Very cool. Don't get too excited. Doesn't have textures yet. It has basic materials. Need to do the UVs. Sounds good. Hopefully UVs aren't too bad for you. I find them not so bad, and I do like the Blender method of doing UVs. I feel like, yeah, Maya does kind of go in a roundabout direction to try and get a similar method. And then you even have to set it up to show off your seams and stuff, so yeah, I don't know. 1 point for Blender. You're considering keeping him with that face, make him scared? He looks like he has just like blank excitement. Like no matter what he looks at, he's gonna be like totally like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. I love it. You did it the usual way, using the tools used in Caterpie. Remember? Oh, okay. Wait, wasn't your Caterpie in Mudbox? Did the sculpt using Blender Dynatopo. Okay. Done some retopo in Instant Mesh. And to make a UV and texture in Blender. Ooh, that's really cool. How do you like, what's it called? Instant Mesh. Yeah, like the UVs in Blender. The textures, I feel like it's a good concept, but 3.5 might save us. I'm a little disappointed. Catalyst had a really nice graph going for textures, and Catalyst said his computer was chugging. That makes me sad. Why? Because yeah, you need to be able to use a lot of nodes to get a good texture graph, unless you're just going to do it in Substance Designer. I think you're avoiding. Fine. Adobe doesn't need any more money. Oh, I gotta save. I haven't saved in a while. Save CNOs. Okay. Back. Mudbox is much better, but Instant Mesh makes the job. Sounds good. You can coordinate to which direction you want the mesh to be oriented and how many vertex. Okay. It's just a matter of praying to God for it to go right. Sounds right. Yeah, I've found some things that'll even mess up the Mudbox one. If you have a missing face, it will create that hole and it will perpetuate it everywhere. Very difficult to get rid of. Without, just fixing the mesh. Which I think you can do inside a Mudbox. Okay. Aw comes in a lot. Hope in 2023 you can have some game portfolio on your itch.io page. That sounds cool. So people can come play and spread their hate about their misimpressions about your broken games. Sounds about right. I mean, not to be a Debbie Downer, but you're probably just gonna get ignored. Itch has a lot of stuff happening. And visibility is questionable. Not terrible. There's also a lot of stuff happening on itch. Also, slightly confused about the audience on itch. They're looking for a lot of indie games, so like, I wonder how much it's just like, no, we want games that seem retro. You know what I mean? I feel like there are times where I would get kind of passed up for doing 3D games. And again, PS1 and PS2 era graphics are kind of popular right now, the demakes and such. Hey Zombie, how are you? Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're having a good day, had a good Monday. Hey Catless, how are you? You're gonna do that in a common project made for cell phones? Just to try and learn stuff? That sounds cool. Cell phones make it pretty accessible. Like, yeah, it's probably easy enough to put something on the Android marketplace and, you know, let your mom download it from there. Rather than having her try and install something on her computer or what have you. Mobile is a bit more accessible. Please tell me there's a way in Blender to scale UV islands to a matching length. That's a really good question. There's a way in Maya. You believe it exists? Maybe using scale command? But no, but I think the idea, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you may have unwrapped a bunch of things, but they might not all be in relation to each other, and then you want to pack everything together and have them kind of scaled to each other so everything's uniform. Like if you have a toe, it should be really small in comparison to like a leg. You know what I mean? Like little toe, big leg. Whereas when you're doing it, sometimes the toe can be this big next to a leg that's this big, and then you want it to be like in 3D proportions, right? Praying for God, waiting for his help. You believe that exists, but you don't have enough experience in UVs to tell you. So in Maya, it's called like 3D ratio scaling, something like that. Actually, something that you check off when you're packing the UVs. So when you're doing like lay everything out within a box, at that time, it should make sure everything is in scale. And you can also turn on and off rotating to get things to fit. I wonder, Blender might have some other context to have that trigger. Possible in 3ds Max? Yeah, I would imagine. You have strips from around a barrel that need to match in length so that length seams match. Did that earlier, but then edited the mesh, and now you have to do that again. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is there a layout button? I could start poking. Don't even have Steam open though. The barrel is in one single piece. It's a good question. My guess would be yes. Each board is separated, not in board direction. Okay, that's a choice. We could talk about that later, though. Sorry you're late, note to self, Brussels sprouts and chocolate don't go together. What did you miss? Not too much. Catless is looking for a way to scale all of the Blender UV islands to be uniform 3D ratio, if that makes sense. Not in board direction, now I'm confused. I'm also, you know what? I'm willing to believe that there's another way. See, I know what you mean with the grain direction for wood stuff. Makes things a lot easier. Oh yeah, so the hoops also don't need to be in the same direction. Yeah. But all your wood grain goes in the same direction, right? Just because I won't be able to sleep at night if I know that you're doing otherwise. How could anyone sleep? It's madness. So it might not be so bad if you're baking a texture and you need to pack those UVs real tight. Guess I could abide. Grain and planks go up and down. Hoops around the barrel go horizontal. Gotcha. Hoops independent mesh? You don't need them to be. I would usually do them as the same mesh and then just make the texture different. That's just me. Actually, these days, if you're using Unreal, you could do like 2 million, well, you could do like 5 million triangle planks and bind them with some rings around there that are like, you know, a couple million each. And then you could probably just have them all explode, right? Just have them separate when you're gonna have them explode. Because Unreal is perfect and Nanite can display everything that's ever been modeled ever. Is it possible to make separate UVs for the hoops? I mean, yeah, you can make separate UVs for everything. Technically, you could do a UV set or a UV map for tons. You could have 2 for many things. I don't know if there's a limit to how many UV sets or UV maps. Which, of course, the reason to have multiple would be for decals, so you can have a full-sized, highly detailed decal that you apply to an area of a mesh that also has another texture behind it at a different resolution. I know Blender can do that too. Yeah, I don't know if that actually helps Catless in this case. But anyway, yeah. Should we look at some Blender UV options? It's got to be in that menu, right? Okay. Then we just need to actually like close the toes again. Or not. I don't know. I don't do pause this detailed usually. Maybe I'll work on the back pause. Make some decisions on this later. A little bone, a little musculature, lumpage. God, yeah, you're gonna be a huge pain. Weird bad. Bean, whatever we call it. Blender TV is very different from 3ds Max. Yeah, I would say it's very different from Maya, but Maya had such bad UVs for such a long time that their solution was to give it like every UV tool, and now it's okay, but cluttered. Oh, and the texture is built like clicking, viewing. Yeah, okay, that makes total sense. What is this strip down here? Yeah, that looks good. Let's see, Blender EV. I'd like to just see the like menu for. know if I can without opening it though. UVs explained. No. The editing. How to get into overlays? It is an overlay. So sometimes I feel like the less I know about Blender, the better Blender is. The more I learn, the more I'm, you know, head tilty. Maybe not in functions, but where the things are placed, yeah, I can agree with that. Advantages of UV. Show me, what are any of your UV tools? And, okay, here. Just like, okay, where can we find any of these UV tools? UV editor, right? Probably in here. Here's the introduction. Proportional edit? No. This is in UV? No, it jumped me over to 3D viewport. Huh? Wait, so in that, is there anything actually useful? If UV's down here somewhere? Okay, so this is what we call soft select in Maya. Not really helpful. I wish I could just see all the tools that they have. I get nothing. You're trying it here? Multiple UVs, one for bump, one for displacement. I mean, you could, yeah. I think in your image placement node in Blender, you could probably choose which UV set, UV map, UV set that it's using. Just use Blender, one of the best recommendations for anyone looking to do some simple modeling. Yeah. Not bad. I do have hopes that it'll get better. Just more streamlined, more consistent. Yeah. It's not terrible. I understand people can use it just fine right now. But also, I don't know. It seems like they're angry at people that are going to use industry standard settings. And they're just going to like send them on wild goose chases? Make their lives miserable? I don't really understand it. That'd be a good place to start. Blender gave you a Buddha says no moment. That's a little British character. Kuda says no. Wait, really? What is it complaining about Kuda for? What's its problem? Uh, uh, hmm. So Tony's asking if you already tried selecting the separated UV island. You would want something that could put selected islands in proportion with each other, right? You don't necessarily want that to happen everywhere. A little uniformity. Won't be so ugly. They look more purposeful. Something like this. Yeah, still goofy. Still very goofy. My pure ref go? Disappeared. Too many texture nodes with weird values. Scale 10,000. You know what? They let me make all those scale nodes. They should support it. That's really funny though. What is everyone working on today? So I got my Lamia. Catless working on noodles mostly. You got noodles from kitchen to take a break from noodles in blender. I like it. Noodles. Ate some KFC mac and cheese for lunch. Those are some good noodles right there. So much butter. Might use just looking at ref images of standing lion legs for correct angles. That's a good point. Good point. Yep. They always just look so mushy. They're just like big, mushy teddy bears. my problem. Is that I'm putting definition into something that has like very little definition there. Oh, it looks like this thing goes way higher. And hangs off really ugly. Like really ugly. Sorry, not to judge you, lions. Don't eat me. Big teddy bear paws. That's what we need. Yeah, maybe more like that. Quick adjustments. Looks like you're just playing Satisfactory. Man, that's a game that I want to play. And I would lose myself in. I would never get anything else done ever again. Streamer found dead not streaming, playing Satisfactory and trying to hide it from everyone around him. That's the headline. That's what it would be. Had to decide you don't have time for it anymore? Wait, for Satisfactory? When will it sing Daisy Daisy? And I should see that movie again soon. It's been too long. It's good. It took me a long time to see Space Odyssey. What about D&D campaign, game jam, or the game co-op? You know what? There's too many things. There's too many things. I want to do all of them, but I need the time and inspiration, and I'm low on both. If anyone wants to help, let me know. You can't into music, so if it ever does, something's gone wrong. Man, if you could use nodes to make music, that's a rabbit hole that I would lose a lot of time into. Maybe a better loss of time than Satisfactory. I mean, that's actually starting to look more like a paw. This paw brought to you by Crayogi. And crazy ideas about reference. Ooh, post an update. Let's save this. You're actually thinking about Factorio, but you have Satisfactory on some corner of the disk somewhere. Factorio, I think, would be a little bit harder for me to get to. Ooh. Ooh. Not too shabby. Really coming together. I like the hair. This is a little bit low res, but it does look like individual hairs. How do you like Blender's hair system? Hair in Blender is sufficiently frustrating but rewarding. Okay, yeah. We should compare and contrast with Maya, because Maya, I have a feeling it's like it has some really cool things about it, but then there's some like glaring problems that feel like, yeah, like it's too early. Like maybe Blender has some similarities. If you know English, you'd love to be the DM, but you don't. Bad news. Hey, how fun would it be if you made a whole adventure for us to play in Portuguese, and then we Google Translate it to English? That could be interesting. You would host a game of Paranoia? I think the wife might be interested in Paranoia. You might have something there. Fun and doesn't go too deep. Yep. Yeah, I'm interested. We should do a poll, see if anyone else is interested too. You believe it may not work? How could it fail? How could it fail? Tell me that. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, yeah, wait. Okay, hold on. I like that. A little bit like skin fold in there. Just a little bit, because it's not going to bend well. Okay. So close to being something that doesn't suck. What do Polish people have to do with it? A good question. I think it would be better to play Paranoia in German. The chances it would work would be better. Um, could we pick a language that no one understands so that way we're all equally bad? That could be really amusing. Maybe not something we do long term because it would also be very difficult. Probably a little stressful. Yeah, imagine. Imagine we just pick a language that none of us would understand, and we'll work with that. We'll all have to translate to and from. But you only have the 1984 edition, so it might get a bit old school. Wait, really? How many editions did they make of Paranoia? I feel like I only know really about Paranoia XP, which is probably like the 2000 remake. Maybe the more modern one. Yeah, things get mixed with age. I don't necessarily think things get better. Like, there were some real quirks in the original Dungeons and Dragons. Or, I guess, second edition. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. There's some real quirks in the system that were kind of cool. Like how criticals worked, how you couldn't get critical if you had from behind if you had a shield on your back. You couldn't get critical if you were wearing a helmet. All sorts of little things that they got rid of, because it made sense to get rid of them. But where are you ever going to get those kind of like systems that allow you to really min-max? Something that rewards rules lawyers. Actually, Hackmaster was really good at that. Hackmaster was pretty much a parody of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Want to take away my sadistic fun? No. I mean, ChatGPT for paranoia would be interesting. We should do it once for science, though, right? I feel like that's important. How would an AI play paranoia? Or should we avoid it, because this is obviously how Skynet started? I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I zoomed out and they were bad. Gotta fix the zoomed out view. You say do a poll. I've never tried ChatGPT. We'd have to be very careful because it does have the ability to spit out pure hatred and racism just because it doesn't know any better. Like children. 2 hours importing an existing project in Unity and it just crashed. So if it crashes, I think it does a conversion on a file by file basis. When it crashes, I think there's a crash log. And I think it will have converted a bunch of stuff. So when you try and open it again, it can start up where it left off, unless it crashes again because it's having an import problem. Yeah, stupid Unity. Let's see. The other thing, do not upgrade a project beyond 2 versions. Like if you had 2018, don't go to 2021, go to 2020, because there's a bunch of deprecated stuff that won't get converted. And it's even better to go from like 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 2021, you know? Just if I can put that out there, because I got that advice recently, and I was like, oh, I never really thought about that. And is it important to think about? It does not. Well, not for this at least. Gonna cry for a few minutes now. You know what? Have a healthy cry. That can be good for you. Tell you the truth, a good way to clear doubts about Blender is to ask the GPT chat. I'm amused. Okay. What are we asking it exactly? Okay, we have to look at just so goofy. It's got to be just the side view. Okay. Pick up the bottom. Do they really just dip down this much? Just so resistant to the truth? It's a possibility. You just need a handful of sprites? There must be a bunch of ways to do that. Can you export them as a Unity package? Simple ask ChatGPT how to do that. It gives you a step-by-step way. Wait, but it's not going to give you Blender instructions, right? It won't know Blender. I can't even find things on the internet about Blender tools. How is it going to tell me how to do anything in Blender? It does? All right. Okay. What should we ask? Do you have ChatGPT open? We'll ask how to do something in Blender and we'll see. Sounds like a fun experiment. My assumption is that it will not get it right. Or it will be making things up. I think that's more likely, that it will be inventing things. Because again, all AI in this like current generation of everyone getting excited about AI, it's just hallucinating. It's just putting together thoughts that it has in a semi-random pattern until one is not the worst, and pushes that out. And it's like, yeah, I don't do anything on mushrooms. I don't want my computer to do anything with AI. Just doing Salvador Dali stuff on my data. Please don't anthropomorphize it. Sorry. But you love him. Put a little lump in there, and that'll make me feel better about there being a dip. Needs a counter curve to it, you know? Sometimes you just can't fit something in without adjusting. Still a little goofy, but way better. Feels so much more Talon-y now. Which I guess maybe they're kind of Talon-esque. There was some sort of lump over here, and I think it's connected to this. I really hope it is. Give you a question. All right, okay, so gotta think about, because we're specifically asking Blender questions, right? Oh wait, can we do anything? Could we do like, make me a node tree that will create a braid? We might need more. We might need more words. I can give you more words if you need more words. It's answering in text. Yeah, so I know that it's not, but Tony is saying that GPT is going to give you the list of instructions of what to do in Blender. You just see for yourself. Ask anything more or less specific. It'll give you an answer. Programming stuff deals well. Node programming is something he can do. That's interesting. I mean, I have my doubts, but it's interesting. Oh wait, okay. This needs to come in like this. So bony, so many curves. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I did want to test. I mean, yeah, if it could do Blender node stuff, how about something that generates supports at every corner and then creates like cross supports between every pair of supports that share a face? I'm trying to think. And then if a diagonal support would stretch too long, it becomes a window. Could it do that? Just like, you know, simple tutor architect node generation thing. I'm sorry, this is not easy for me. How would we phrase it? And do we have to start with in Blender? In Blender, generate a node tree that would then what do we need it to do? Just trying to think. Like if you have a house, you would want, you know, support the corners, like a tutor kind of thing. Support to the corners, maybe supports across the top for each ones, and then like a diagonal support, right? And then if that face is too wide, then you'd want to put a window in the middle. Otherwise, you have a big dark room, right? Oh, do I have to watch a tutorial? Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Ahaha. Ask how to create a translucent marble in Blender shader nodes. Yeah, okay, that's easy enough, right? Do something, prove to me it could do something, and then we can go from there. Right now I have no inspiration besides randomly guessing. Let's see, we need some back pause now. And they just flat. Just flat. Okay, we can do flat. Okay, wait, you know what I should do? I should just freeze everything. No, I'm gonna get in trouble. Control Shift I? Shift I. Yeah, that's the one. And then Control Paint. Not that. These are ones. probably add something about the swirly shape inside. Otherwise, it could be just a sphere. We could try to see how much it knows. We could be like, generate a cat's eye marble in Blender shader nodes. Oh no, you would need the swirl itself would probably be geometry, right? Maybe you could do a shader magic, but printed the answer in the Discord server. Okay, checking the Discord server. Oh, I gotta take a break soon. Ooh, paranoia. Okay, so this is in Blender. Create a translucent marble material in Blender can be done using the cycles renderer and the shader editor. Here's one way you could set up your nodes. Start by adding a diffuse BSDF node and a glossy BSDF node to the shader editor. These will be used to create a basic look of a marble. Next, add a Voronoi texture and connect. Oh wow, no wait, this keeps going. This is long. I'm not reading all this. Let's see, Voronoi fac. I think that's supposed to be fac. Isn't it fraction? Anyway, fac of the mix shader. Create translucent effect, transparent. This isn't terrible. Finally, add subsurface scattering node. You can adjust the settings of each of these nodes to control the final look of the material. Oh, thanks, ChatGPT. Oh, there's a city to make a city in Blender. I can't read that. Need to open a browser. Un moment. Procedural eye would be nice too. Yeah, I mean, no, come on. Don't you want to make anything? These things are fun to make yourself. In fact, I would love to make all the things we described. Dive back into Blender nodes. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta call this one out. Use the sapling add-on. Okay, so it's included with Blender at least. To create a city with trees, buildings, and other objects. So wait, does sapling just create stuff for you? You can duplicate the trees to create a city. It's one of those cities without houses that have lots of leaves. Okay, ChatGPT, almost. You can continue to make questions for it. It'll specify each part. How much of it is guessing, though, based off of all of the tutorials it got to read? That means all of its info might even be for like 3.0 even. I don't know when they trained the ChatGPT. Next year, they got it combined with Stable Diffusion. I mean, they already have some combinations, right? Where you can get geometry out of AI prompts. Yeah, ChatGPT can keep up a conversation, so it can like know the context that's answering questions in. Yeah, that it makes sense. But again, yeah, if I was talking to someone that perfectly knew Blender 2.0, how useful would it be if they could walk me through everything? Questionably, what I would say. Can't take much longer than that. Oh yeah, I mean we'll definitely have stuff with messed up fingers. How much can we be guessing? Call it Jarvis. Jarvis is cool. Then you just need to specify the version it should apply to. I mean, can it? My point is not that it can't. It's just like ChatGPT was trained on text at a time. And are they continuing to train it with like everything they can scrape from the internet? Or would you need it to have touched new Blender stuff? In fact, would it need people to have asked a lot of questions and had a lot of questions answered based on new versions of Blender to then read that and then be able to give back more accurate answers? Better results with more accurate questions. I mean, yeah. Jarvis is a thing from the past. Database that goes till 2021. You don't know that it includes iterations. If it goes till 2021, it's missing all of Blender 3.4. So anything you do with geometry nodes, there's at least a couple nodes that changed names. Just not to like poke all the holes, but just to also be like, if it is as good as it can be, it's going to have a couple of limitations still. But yeah, I would be very hopeful that I can just start asking it questions and count on it giving me better answers. It would be cool to have a partner working in Blender, you know? You don't know that it includes interactions. I feel like interactions are really important. So that way it could be like, hey, there's a bug. People have reported a bug. I hope they trained it on official docs and even the source code too. Source code would be nice. The official docs don't help me at all. So if it's going to regurgitate official documentation back to me, it's useless. Knows that some software already exists. Wait, ChatGPT better know. It doesn't know. And is this just the China room? Is that it? Is that what we're working with these days? Everything is just the China room, Chinese room. That thought experiment. Just once to change the lyrics to a pretty unknown song. You didn't know the lyrics and asked me to provide it. How the turntables. It's really funny. Just wait, you move in, start living on your desktop, watching and correcting all the things you do. You know, if it could, I'm sure there'd be all sorts of problems with that, but at the same time, man, a program that would save me from myself while not getting in my way, because sometimes the number of times I've tried to do something creative or interesting on Twitch and people were just like, you're doing it wrong, and it's like, I'm doing it wrong on purpose. Like, that is literally the point here. I wanted to try something new, and everyone just needs to point out that it's not like what software was designed for. It's like, yeah, that's fine. And if I have to contest with that, with a computer that can actually take control over some things, that might be a nightmare. Explaining myself to chat is one thing. Fighting a computer that's gonna undo every action, that's too much. Believe it'll be soon? I mean, yeah. Right now you can opt into a lot of things, like Grammarly, right? Grammarly pretty much tells you your emails suck, right? And then rewrites your emails for you. Okay, this is gonna be better. What am I touching? What am I not touching? I'm really happy I put that mask on. Otherwise I'd be making all sorts of weird mistakes. Like hyper-intelligent desktop dancer stripper, like on Windows 98. I remember those. Man, some of those were kind of interesting, right? The idea is cool. Imagine if you could have a virtual desktop that has like a deer that like just maybe a little bush grows on your computer and a deer comes over and eats it and you can like pet it with your mouse or something. Something that makes it more sane to work at your computer. Probably more like Clippy 3.0. I don't know if I hated Clippy as much as other people hated Clippy. Not that I used Clippy, but you know what? Sometimes you have that friend that makes bad suggestions and you just don't listen to, and you just like having that big googly-eyed person around. Wait, am I that for any of you, chat? I hope not. Then again, maybe it's a good thing. Okay, yeah. Break time. Break time is now. Before we make any uglier, lumpier pause. You'll rather get order from an AI stripper than AI accountant? I mean, that's fair. But don't say that, because someday, you know, all the accountants are going to have VTubers, and they're going to tell you bad news with, you know, big jiggly bits. And that's not going to be any better. It's just going to ruin the jiggly bits for everybody. Might say something about your priorities. You don't see how those two would have to be mutually exclusive in the day and age of anime waifufication? Yes, this is true. Go accountant Chan. Oh man. Alright, let me take a break. I'll come back to this madness and continue talking about regular people and their day jobs with VTubers. Oh, okay, I'm back. Is it constrained to image bound? Well, let you scale everything at once, but it will make things easier. Does that mean... Wait, constrained to image bounds. Does that mean that you can't make something bigger than 0 to 1? I don't know if that keeps their 3D ratio together. But I guess it would mean that everything you packed could be uniform, if that helps. Sometimes it does. Okay, noticed a little bit more than I also want. It's one of those things, once you step away from your computer, everything changes. What was I even working on? Why was I working on that? It's all good. I just wanted to add a little bit more definition in here. It's the whole back like this. Oh, it's a shadow. I was like, how does it cut out like that? It doesn't. I'm a fool. Keeps aspect ratio during scaling. Assume it was correct after unwrap rectification. More or less near enough. Cool. Sounds good to me. Yeah, if you're just unwrapping, I guess you could just keep unwrapping over and over, right? Because that positions everything in the 0 to 1 square with proper aspect ratio. But yeah, if you fudge it after that, then you're screwed. Right, one's kind of round, more nondescript. Okay, up here, where I really want to add. So Tony, did you flee as well? You gone now? But yeah, I don't think I'm looking forward to the future. If it's going to be all, you know, you have a summons from a VTuber lawyer. Your VTuber accountant has an appointment with you. Ugh. Okay, I guess society needs to go this way. Oh yeah, VTubers to me not bad, but if you put it everywhere, it's cringe. If you're talking VR, I kind of get having an avatar. That's kind of fine. No big problem there. But it'll be interesting how people will show off very different things. Some people will be like, I have the exclusive Kim Kardashian makeup line, whatever thing, exclusive. Right next to the, like, I have the Call of Duty esports championship skin that I'm very proud of. In the same meeting. That part of the future's cool. Danger, hi. Am I still, wait, mic's working. And captions are working. Hi. Hey, Tone. Think the stream's still up. All good? Okay. I don't know. Any other thoughts in the future? Like Ready Player One had some cool ideas, but at the same time, when you mix that there's not just one type of person that's going to be heavy users of VR, it's kind of interesting. Call of Ducky. Right? Oh my god. And then there's going to be all these meme games that come out. That way they can have like rip-off items. And like meme and parody items. Oh, that'll be good too. I like that. Such a funny game. Wait, is there actually a Call of Ducky? If not, maybe we could play that. Or make that. Maybe that's our game jam. It'll be about pond war. I don't know if there'll be humans in it. Would there be humans? Are we talking about like old ladies, old men feeding us? Or are we battling like dogs? And obviously winning because ducks are an apex predator. Wait, so Tony, what is your game going to be called? What kind of game is it? ChatGPT is very stubborn. What is it not cooperating with? Tell me all about it. Wonder if there's any like really crazy opinions that ChatGPT holds very highly to that we just haven't found yet. Does ChatGPT have like a religious point of view or a political stance? Not that I would value it very highly. Because it's just ours. It's regurgitating crazy things that we say. Horrible things that we think. So there must be some really wholesome stuff that it also spews out from time to time. It's relatively fun. Ask ChatGPT to make Heavy Rain FPS RPG starring Howard the Duck. Oh man, would that be good. I haven't thought through all the implications, but like, I loved Heavy Rain. I was a big Heavy Rain fan. Howard the Duck, also good. FPS RPG, love it. We need a new, Cyberpunk Skyrim. What are we gonna make to compete with Starfield? Starfield. Yeah. Yeah, Starfields. I don't know. Are people excited about it? I feel like I've heard a couple of people say that they're excited because they haven't heard much about it, and then I've heard a lot of people memeing about it when they have heard about it. Including me. I was just like, wait, why are you highlighting the things you're highlighting? What was there? Like, we're gonna have an unvoiced protagonist. Like, yeah, okay. Alright, I don't know. We've done that before. I don't know why that's a highlight point. In like thousands of worlds? Like, is any of them gonna matter? Sounds like a whole bunch of very watered down content. Didn't have a name yet, but it would just be a running game. Okay, cool. What are you going to be picking up? What's your MacGuffin? Asking to make a conversion table between two RPG systems, but it's refusing. Oh, I'm interested. What RPG systems? Maybe we need to make that game then? Wait, which one? I've said a lot of things. I've rattled off too much. Gone too far this time. Shouldn't be too hard. Just make CP77, okay? Add Noir Grit and a duck. Oh yeah, that's not hard at all. I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 already has a lot of Noir Grit. I actually think it's something they did really well. Even though it's Cyberpunk, like, it still hits that really hard. It just has so many emotions. There's no right or wrong answer. Go pulp. Just stories. Raw stories from the city. The duck. The duck is what it's missing, though. I don't know if we're going to shove claws in there. And someone's going to have to remind me. Every time I need to do a quadruped, we need to kit bash from now on. We have quadrupeds. They take a little while. We need to start from somewhere. Otherwise I'm going to waste my entire life making 4 legs. Humans are easy, but I feel like you can make a human foot pretty simply. Man, these beans take so much attention to detail. D&D? D&D? I don't know what 3D&T is. And Vampire the Masquerade. It crashed. Do you guys need to go? No, bye Tony. I'll miss you. I want to talk more about this merging and what 3D&T is. Intrigued. That could be a thing. So many ideas. If we picked an idea, we could legit make a pretty dope game together. We have so many 3D artists, which you need. You need lots of 3D artists to make a 3D game. And we have 2 programmers. And 1 person that sets stuff up, and we're good. We just need... What is our idea? Is it going to be Howard the Duck? Or should we go with like a space marine duck thing? I don't know why we're stuck on duck. I'm not stuck on duck. You're stuck on duck. Actually, the wife said I can stream a little bit late tonight. Because she doesn't know what she's going to cook. So, exciting. Just try and find more reference. And I've been really into whodunits lately, so the noir thing, we should make a noir game. We'll hide all of our mistakes in black and shadow. I wonder how close to a space marine you can get these days without getting sued by someone. I mean, I feel like it's almost getting harder for them to sue you for doing a space marine. As long as it looks different enough. Like, space marine, the word, I don't think can even be tied to anything. Because alien is, well, I guess they're like colonial marines, but it'd be a hard stretch to be like, they're not space marines, like, they're marines in space. They're literally a Marine Corps. Travels. Okay, I can pull that out if I need to. Let's keep it in for now. Varies since they're everywhere, but if there's lots of space marines and there's a lot of not being able to defend your ideas being completely unique. Can't trademark space marine, at least. Have boot up almost done? Ooh, that's exciting. And I played through the Half-Life 2 in VR. That was really good. I had to play it in small sessions, but it was good. And I also need a better computer. I have stuff I need to run. It's gonna take a long time. It's like, if anyone's in the know, call them Spaceines. That's great. Just doing that for the lulz. You went down a rabbit hole there. This will be the very first absolute nonsense mod made for TLD. That sounds good. I mean, once you're there, then you're telling the game developer that they made it, you know? If people are doing nonsense and they don't, it's not like everyone's scrambling to do quality of life stuff. You're there. I made a game. People play it and enjoy it. I think we pull the fronts down. Got big claws coming out. Just thinking it would be cool to have a fantasy noir game, but there was Discworld Noir. I've never gotten to play it. I think the wife has. I should check that out. You're tempted to activate a Half-Life like jump feature after the boot up. The game got no jump at all in vanilla. Ooh, let people bunny hop through the frozen waste. Nice. Oh, what is it called? Will you be able to skip hop? I think that's the term. It's like in Bethesda games, if you you like only hop, you like stop, hop, twist the mouse a little bit as you press forward. And it's technically faster than like walking anywhere. It's one of those things that when you see someone playing a Bethesda game and they're not doing it, you're like, huh, this is gonna take a while. Paws are so much more simple. Oh, hey Gav, thanks for the raid. Sorry, zoning out on some feet. Oh, could go for the tribe system? Dude, if you put skiing in to the long dark, that'd be amazing. So Gav, how was your stream? What were you up to? Hello Raiders. I'm Danger. I'm making some sculpts. Working on a Lamia. Trying to get some feet to not look so derp. I think we're doing okay. But yeah, then once we get this done, we're gonna have to actually dig in and do some like biomechanical weapons and stuff. Whole retrofit. Go the whole Geiger route. Should be interesting. Gain some momentum on those snowy hills. That'd be amazing. Finish off Castlevania. Ooh. Classic. Gotta eat that wall chicken. That's cool. How'd it go? One of the games in the Advanced Collection. I haven't actually played too much of it. I never had a Nintendo growing up. I was a Sega kid. Because Sega does what Nintendo don't. Am I right? Anybody? Harmony of Dissonance. Ooh, cool. Very cool. Is that your favorite one? Do you have a favorite Castlevania? Straighten out this weird leg. That's cool. Yeah, am I missing much from Castlevania? Like lots of people like it. I've seen it being played here and there. Not that I know any of them from each other. Something not quite straight about this. Not a long game. You play the other character next time. You like Metroidvania games? That's cool. Yeah, Metroidvania has something cool about it. Finding something that you can't interact with yet really makes me kind of like invest into a game. Like being able to unlock things and get the power ups. A lot of fun. You don't know your favorite game, just like the series of Metroidvania games? Do you like Metroid too? It's another game I haven't played. I always kind of wanted to because Samus seemed really cool. Yeah, I've not invested in Nintendo, so I'm kind of out in the cold on actually experiencing any of that stuff. That whole joint needs to be lower, I think. Actually, let's do this with a silhouette. Okay, maybe not bad. We'll put the back foot under the body a little bit more. Mirror, hello? Maybe like that, and then we'll actually need to mirror. 1 foot didn't go. Make symmetrical. You have after the other chart in the Harmony of Dissonance, you have 2 other games to play in Advanced Collection, and yeah, you like Metroid too? Cool. I believe I saved it. You don't need a report. It's not like you're gonna do anything anyway. That's right, Power Wheels. We were looking at Power Wheels at some point in the past. Alright, give me a second. Mudbox. Mudbox. That's cool. Have you played any modern Metroidvanias? I'm trying to think. I feel like the popular one now is Hollow Knight. Seems pretty cool, but also very hard. My friend was like, here's a controller. And I played with said controller. And oof. Big oof. Man, was that hard. Made a fool out of me. Threw me in front of this big old bug thing. Okay, wait, where was I? Oh, we have to do back leg things again. Did I pull the leg up? Why did I do a silly thing like that? I am my own worst nightmare. Okay, but hopefully this works. Yeah, you have, but you're going to some because you think playing some of them? Cool. Yeah, man. Whenever I think of JRPGs, I want to go back and play Legend of Dragoon. Anyone's played that? Such a classic. Looks like it's still somewhat symmetrical. Keeps looking so fat. Oh, it's such a banger. What am I listening to? Oh, why? Mm-hmm. That is a banger. Come on. Just get into place. Where'd you come from? Okay. Fix some toes, and hopefully this will be good. There are quite a few chalkboard scratching noises coming from me every now and then. I apologize. Let me think. What can I do about this? I don't know. I think it is coming from the tablet. See if I can separate the tablet a bit from the mic, maybe? I do apologize about that. We put in a new nib and sometimes that can do it. I'm using grab silhouette, no wonder everything's going wrong. Yeah, all of a sudden everything's blobby. Never use silhouette. Always turn silhouette off. Silhouette kills everything. Should upgrade to something digital then. So funny. So wait, I need to make a computer upgrade, and I'm wondering if AMD is safe. I don't super trust AMD, I guess my real question is how much worse is Intel than AMD right now? Have they caught up at all? I don't mind if they're lagging behind a little bit. But I don't want major performance loss because I go Intel. Just because I want a stable system, and you cannot prove to me that AMD... Well, I mean, you could prove to me. No one's going to go through that effort. That AMD is a stable machine. I've had all my bad experiences in my childhood from cheaping out and getting AMD. Some new AMD CPUs just came out. Competition worked nicely. I mean, I can definitely agree with that. Zen 4 X3D series, you think? AMD is definitely stable, definitely awesome for any workload. Oh, we have an AMD fanboy. I know some people that really like the AMD. I don't know. I need to be convinced still, unfortunately, because I just Pentium error. Got so many blue screens. Very clear that like people are testing less or like doing less intense workload stuff with AMD. I don't know. Something, but I need Maya not to crash. Very important for my workflow. AMD just, or Intel's been so much more reliable. Maybe one blue screen per year, if that. Grow them toe beans back out. Something about 3D memory. So I've heard that, yeah, 3D memory is a thing now. Kind of cool. At the same time, this is not super early. Not a fanboy, you do like them because they are not as evil as Intel, yet that will change. I mean, really? Seems like the second they had any sort of advantage, they like went really evil with it. They were like, let's go way, way, way more expensive. And then let's just keep producing CPUs at a ridiculous rate. That's going to drive competition, even though, like, I don't know, global pandemic and a recession, and no one needs these CPUs. I don't know. Me and my crazy biases. Then yeah, I don't know. I never saw Intel as being the worst, but I haven't really kept up with it. With the politics, at least. I just look at the numbers. And have the anecdote about the blue screens. You still get slightly more performance for your money on AMD, the workloads besides gaming. 3D cache even. Ooh. For whatever reason, 16-core CPU has 3D cache on half the cores. That's another thing, right? Like, cool, keep putting cores in, guys, but a lot of software still doesn't scale well. Or it could scale, but it still needs one main core. And it's like, Most consumers don't need 16 cores. Most games aren't going to be running on 16 cores. Seems like, I don't know, can we just push the gigahertz on like a hexacore higher? Con, the other half does slightly less performance because the longer signal times. It's fair. Half that doesn't have it can clock higher. Okay. Budget is against new PC builds. I mean, that's fair. Well, I don't know. Do we still have the metric? I used to go off the metric that if you get a decent PC that'll last an extra couple of years, it's more worth it than getting something that's like mid-tier and then having to replace it, like needing to replace it after like 2 or 3 years instead of being able to last 4 or 5. Running 12 thread cores, 24 threads here. Unity is bad. I mean, yeah, so Unity doesn't do it, which is a big part of my complaints. I mean, with the nanite stuff, I would have to assume that Unreal can deal with multiple cores well. But I don't know that. I'm assuming. Having those cores is a blessing. It is true. It can be good. Can be good. I guess my thing is just like AMD is trying to push more cores, and then trying to push towards more people, and like the average computer doesn't need those. Like the first computer that has 12 cores and only gets used for writing Word documents by your mom is like the biggest tragedy in the world, right? Kills me, breaks my heart. Keep the low end crap. The world is not ready for so many cores in most things. Your 4th gen i7 is constantly being fed more than it can chew, but it has lasted a good while. Yes. I think I still have kind of an early Nehalem chip, and it's a lot slower, but it surprisingly can still kind of hang. Okay, wait, so I either bulged them out, or I put in some little claws. A bit better. This hard edge is a little weird though. Yeah, maybe that. Save. The average can use a 10-year-old notebook that doesn't know the difference. Yeah, that's true. We're not average here. Nope. A lot of stuff has been offloaded to GPU these days. This is true, but you still need a CPU that can handle pushing all the crap that you need to a GPU. It's amazing how little the GPU can make a difference if you still have a bottleneck pushing stuff to the GPU. Yeah, I experienced that recently. That you not only have to you have to generate stuff on the GPU while instancing on the GPU, because if you try to do much on the CPU side, you're going to have really big overhead. Could use a more VRAM. 4 is kind of tight. Yeah, 4 is really tight. I don't know how much I have. I assume 8. Of course, I don't know exactly what model. But let's see. So I have a 1080, 8 gigs. I have GDDR5. Maybe it's that. Yeah, I would probably suggest getting a 20 series card. I think people are saying the 16 series is okay. I'm kind of surprised anyone is buying them, but yeah, if you just want to go like a step up. 20 is nice because it has ray tracing. I have a 2080 in my entertainment PC. On toast. Look right. Just be good. How long have you had you have like a 970, right? Catless? How long have you had a 970? I'm like very impressed with how long you can work with that. A few years? Making very good use of hardware. Keep moving it up. Want to be up. Hmm. Okay, that's finally not goofy. Let's see if we can shove some claws in and make them look good. Uh, should be good. Hmm. Hmm. So actually, Zombie, you might have an idea of power draw. One of the things that I'm worried about is like we're almost like doubling the power input for GPUs in the 40 series. And the 30 series was already supposed to be a bit power hungry. Like, it's going to be expensive to just be an owner of it, right? Yeah, power draw on those crazy GPUs. You know what I'm talking about. Putting a refrigerator compressor inside of your PC. Usually not good for the environment or your electricity bill. Well, it can be very high. The efficiency of the devices is way better over the years. So it can pull 700 watts. It usually doesn't. Well, I know it usually doesn't, but you know us. Like, if anyone's gonna pull that much for long periods of time, it's gonna be us. Users in this community doing renders and who knows, AI, machine learning. It's actually why I brought it up at work. It's like, we might need to do some machine learning, and I don't have the computer for that. And they're like, what kind of computer do you need? And I'm like, dot, dot, dot. Let me get back to you. Big and expensive. You don't drive your car at max speed all the time either. Listen, my car's max speed doesn't make me fear for my life. It doesn't make me fear for other people's lives. It doesn't make me fear for the environment. Because my car legitimately has like a cap that's reasonable, right? Where if you have some of these like really expensive cars, you have like a McLaren or a Lamborghini, even the fuel costs a ton, right? So going even a little distance with something that's really powerful, it gets really expensive even if they're efficient. Just because you can, right? Like you could accelerate from 1 to 60 in a couple of seconds and be on the highway and then back off, but you still burn a ton of fuel to get there. And maybe I'm misunderstanding. But it just seems like, yeah, if you have the overhead and you can use it, you will use it sometimes. And using it sometimes is like, it's just a lot more than we used to do. Never mind the fact that people's PCs are legitimately melting. Just lighting on fire. I had a friend whose Alienware caught on fire. Legit started smoking. Opened it up. There was a fire inside with the power supply and some wires or something. I don't want that. You don't go assuming my driving habits exactly. You don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe I'm that one guy that the police can't catch on the road. You don't know that. You can't prove that. No one can prove that. I depend on that. You top out at around 180 kilometers per hour, which is 111 miles per hour. That's a lot. That's not fun anymore. You have access to the Autobahn though, right? I guess it's kind of fun until, you know, some alpha male in their Lambo is legit behind you. Like, why are you going so slow? Yeah, I feel like my car topped out at 80 miles per hour. That's what the speedometer would read, which means I'm sure you could get it higher, and I'm sure it was usually not quite capable of that. Traveling is a waste of time. Gotta optimize transport efficiency, right? Put on VR headset, launch app. You're there. Tell you what, make a list of your most used applications budget, and you'll give me two system examples: Intel versus AMD. I'm intrigued. Usually I like looking into it, but you know what? It's gotten complicated. There's a lot of crap going around. By crap, I mean, oh, there's just so many numbers to know. So yeah, we might do that. Turn you off then? Or we could freeze it. Mirror X, local X, and freeze. Transformation. Hello? What? Edit freeze transformations. Okay, fine. Rotate it on axis. And then we'll freeze it. Good enough. Oh wait, but local X is now going to be off. The center pivot. There might be, but I don't. There's center pivot. It's good enough, I think. That's your actual job? Oh, I don't want to make you do your job. At least part of it. Is it the fun part, at least? Oh, wait. Okay, let's mirror this. Local axis. Right to left. Oh, perfect. Now we just need to put the sheath on it, I think. How do cats work again? Back when Gran Turismo 1 was still a thing, we used to joke about optimal driving style being cornering over every apex so hard the grass side wheels never touch the ground. Because of the sort of possible with the physics in that game. I mean, it's totally solid. I mean, if you start factoring in astroplane, you astroplane over the grass, you wouldn't lose speed, right? Good night, zombie. It is the fun part. That's good. Yeah, okay, I'll give you a list. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, sheathy thing. Let's go look at things. Dang. Dang, them are claws. Can't really deny the scariness of the claw edge. Hello, what are you? Just this one crappy. No, that one's like cursed. Oh, it got even worse? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Of course it did. Is it just when I touched it? Might be just when I touched it. Okay, sure, yeah, we created that. So, Catless, what game are you talking about exactly? Gran Turismo. Oh, Gran Turismo 1. I don't know if I played that one. I was very bad at racing games up until I found, I guess, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I really spent time getting kind of good at that game. To the point where I could actually complete things, because most racing games are just like so hard. They really assume that you're capable. And I am not quite capable at speed with the conditions that they put. I feel like it's one of those things that, like, if you lose your connection with driving in the real world, like, you can't feel like you're going faster, or it's hard for you to gauge your speed naturally, and you're gonna have a hard time. And the gas pedals, or the triggers, at least, in a lot of racing games, are just so easy to gas up on and go crazy. And then you feel bad about the brakes. Let me tell you, I got almost to the end of that. Both the police officer was a lot of fun in Hot Pursuit. A lot of fun. Catching people, smashing people. Guess there's also this game for Dreamcast called Destruction Derby. Man, was that a good game. So that was, or maybe it was Demolition Derby? So it had some Demolition Derby stuff, right? Smashing each other, be the last car standing. But it also had a mode called Chicken, which would be a regular racetrack, but half of you start going in one direction and the other half start in the other direction, and you have to dodge the oncoming I guess that half of the players would be oncoming traffic. So much fun. Difficult to produce a sense of speed in a racing sim. Man, I would be so there for it. Can we get the what do they call it? Vestibular stimulation. Seems awesome. I would like to think I'm going fast, please. Of course, it also is like terrifying. The idea that someone can just control your feeling of going forward or back by sending electricity into your brain. Yeah, maybe don't want to be an early adopter of that tech. Okay, this one will rotate. Maybe we'll freeze the transform on this one. Then we can rotate. Sounds interesting. Yeah, and if I didn't think there was too many racing games already, and too many people making racing games that are probably better at physics stuff than I am, I might be tempted to make a racing game. But all the latter holds true, so no racing game for me. Not anytime soon, at least. Why can't I deselect you? Same complaint as Blender. Copy paste here. Why can't I deselect you? It's really just this manipulator. Could be worse, but still horribly annoying. Guess there's a bit of scale. Okay. Grab tool. You're okay, I think. Blender, please don't die again. Oh no, I'm sorry. Project is trying to give signals it's completed. Blender keeps turning unusable. Yep, time to ship it. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I hope that stuff improves soon. My 3.5 copium. And what do I work on? Do I keep doing the face? I don't know if I don't know if we're keeping this face. Did I really get everything? Maybe there's some rando bit. Not perfect, but okay. How close are you gonna look at the feet anyway? Right, the toes. Toes are just so like good from the side, bad from the front. They look like monkey paws. Hmm. And there's a pending Windows update. And those things seem to be a source of instability. That's not good. I can see why, but that's not good. Maybe does the claws, would it be better? Okay. Starting to get. Okay, yeah, I think I like that. Go into the face. We might have to open the jaw. Actually do a proper face. When can we expect 3.5? Probably pull up the Blender roadmap again. Blender. Is roadmap actually the thing I'm looking for? What a weird format. Code.blender.org. Am I even in a reasonable place? This seems old. This seems very old, actually. Okay, wait, where's the new Blender roadmap? I don't know, I can't find it. 3.5 roadmap? Cryogi says he has it on good authority that 3.5 is going to have texture previews. I've kind of assuming there's going to be more than that, but 3.5 sounds good. Mute all noise nodes button. Why do I feel like that should be easy? Like in Python, just be like, get all the nodes that we have, filter by texture, and then filter by noise, and then just loop through all those and just turn them. Can you mute a node? I think you can mute a node. I think that's what M does. Can you mute a node through Python? Man, if I knew Blender Python, I'd be so annoying. Oh, you could just make a script for that, I would say. Okay, maybe do some rib. What does this side look like? Yeah, there's some ribs in there. Push in. Get more detailed. Previews sounds like things are going to get even slower for you. You can mute a node and a link. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Just a little something. Oof. Hey, Catalyst, do you not keep up with the improvements? I feel like since I've gotten into Blender at all, I'm just kind of curious about what they're going to be changing and making better. And I mean, it's good as it is, but honestly, it's more exciting than like Autodesk updates. Or at least was for years. Autodesk finally kicked their perpetual customers, so now they can finally start updating their software again. Because scumbags. By no means perfect, but like better. Hey, Dead Sniper, how are you? I am doing pretty good. Beginning of the year is busy. Definitely interesting at least. Yeah, I hope things are going well for you. Got any new cool games you're playing? Doing good? Good to hear. Very cautious about getting hyped about new features. They have a habit of not being nearly as great as expected. I mean, that's real. That's very real. Still holding out hope that they'll do like a really big shift, redesign. Not like shift. Just, yeah, maybe some things made a little bit more coherent. Haven't had time to really play any games? Well, hopefully that's a good busy, not a bad busy. You think you've unwrapped the thing, now you get to do it again on the other UV map for decals. Oof. Yeah, hopefully you are learning a cool workflow. It'll make life easier. It's kind of good. Yay. What kind of decals are you going to put on there? Are there like faction decals? Do you need explosive decals? So one of the bigger drags in Blender is being so slow and me not wanting to turn nodes off. That's fair. I mean, you could do a switch, no? Switches aren't still calculated, are they? That's probably a little bit of tucking for the belly. That's better. Good to have labels. Switch not on shader nodes. Wait, really? Now you remember this stage. Have to unwrap for decals on a duplicate. Bach. On a duplicate. This is a box modeled barrel, right? Not a node barrel with node shading. Okay, so yeah, I think the line's looking okay. Maybe the front pause. Not a geo barrel. Dupe because of the seams. Are you doing a half barrel in mirroring? Suppose it could have been, maybe the unwrap would have been possible to build in. Yeah, I'm feeling more and more like you can get some stuff done with the UVs and the nodes. But it is kind of like the next level of Blender geonodes. Getting comfortable with selections. If I was making a Blender class, it would maybe be a whole thing. How to select things. And it should be good. Shove some claws in there. Think about it on the next one. More of a shader exercise. That's cool. Yeah, I want to do more with shaders and geonodes together. I want to do the geonodes to make procedural stuff so we can make like different size barrels. Yeah, we could do a cool barrel generator. That'd be dope. And then having the shader plugins, you can have like a full procedural, like what type of barrel? How old is the barrel? Where has the barrel been? What wood was the barrel made out of? What metal is the barrel made out of? All that kind of stuff. Not a half barrel, but base barrel texture appeared easiest to make in sections. For decal UV, you'll do a simple unwrap. Okay. Is there a cylindrical unwrap? I would hope there is. But if there isn't, I also understand. I think there's spherical. It feels like all the toes need to be bigger. Maybe not too much bigger though. And we need one more for the thumb. They kind of have thumbs. Okay, so they could all maybe be bigger. think the paw needs to be smaller. Keep the thumb. Just have seams for the ends, one vertical, and it's a wrap. I get it. I get it. You made a pun. Pretty good one too. Let's go that big. I smell food. Check Discord, make sure plans haven't changed. So yeah, remember that on the end, might want, I'm trying to think, when I do a barrel, I usually want the top to have an outer ring where you can do end grain and then an inner disc that you can do other slats on. Oh, or maybe you just do a cutoff. Like a big round cutoff. If you're not like putting wood together, cutting it into a circle. You have end grain on the base texture. Okay. I don't know if I love the claws, but they're there. Kind of make them less goofy. Middle bit. And maybe we'll just do a mouth. Yeah, the only problem is you gotta like open the jaw to put the mouth in. Maybe we'll just freeze everything. Well, freeze, control shift U? Oh, it's the shift I. That's the one. Yeah, something like that. Okay, that's not great. Not the best move I've ever made. Maybe we can fix it. That might not be so. I'll figure it out. Throw the mouth in. Maybe. Little baby stuff. Not bad. I need to do a little bit more freezing of the outside, more aggressive on the inside. Mouths. Mouths are always fun. Yeah, I'm gonna throw teeth. Make one good set. Or maybe find my one good set of teeth and pull it out. Use that like I originally meant it to be used. I don't want to go too close. I will end up adding a lot of extra. This is going to be mostly hidden most of the time. Gums in there. Alright, that's not the worst mouth bag I've ever made. I wonder if making mouth bags in 3D models is like our generation's ship in a bottle. I gave you a mouth. I hope you enjoy it. It was made in a very hard to reach place. It's very cramped to make it. Come on, decal, why are you upside down? Don't be like that. I mean, you can flip the UV. You are doing a decal UV map. That's the beauty of them. Let's give it a little bit of lip. I don't know what the lips are supposed to look like exactly. Okay, I like that. I think. Mouth bag made. Well, why aren't you turning off? Please. There we go. It needs some work. Definitely needs a little bit of work, but it's not terrible. We're in a good place. Gonna figure out what kind of headwear and what else? Headwear, we need to figure out what kind of biomechanical crap we're gonna put on. maybe some like side cannons that can shoot out past the obliques. Mayhaps. And I was kind of thinking about having a chest launcher. Very very biomechanical. I don't know. Not 100% on that. Okay, it's almost 7. Probably call it, because I do think food's gonna be done soon. Let's see. I think that'll be a cool model wandering around. Yeah, so, like she could hold stuff, she could throw spears, she could fire arrows. We could also do some like trap weapons, like weapons up on the trapezius. Something on either side, that'd be cool. Do some side stuff. Main weapons being chest mounted cannons. Just an idea. It's kind of dainty in the middle. But that's fine. It has so much extra room for organs. It should be fine. I need to put some teeth in. Make a good pair of dentures, probably. And then we'll mess them up because we need them to be more monsterish. Oh, you know the neck is thick. We could pull the neck back from the front. Make that a little bit less thick. Looks pretty good in other angles. Maybe a little bit thick here too. Alright, a little bit of work left. And some clothing and some weapons, and we'll be good. Figure out a paint scheme for this. Do we just make it lion-ish? I feel like it's like games like Diablo 2, because they were pixelated, they were the scale that they are, they could get away with some things. A VR game cannot get away with the same stuff because it's like in your face instead of being like a couple of pixels on screen. And the scale is like, it's a thing. You can't have life-size boobs staring you in the face. Tiny pixel boobs, which are like, what am I looking at? It's a thing. So yeah, maybe we go fur all over. And then we'll figure out what we do with the chest. I think launchers, but I have to build up my confidence for that tomorrow. That's going to be quite a leap. Something very new. I have some ideas, but if those ideas don't work, I'll have to come up with something else. I don't know. Anywho, yeah, I think we're looking good. Good stream. Good chat. Good work. I'm proud of every one of you. So, thank you very much for joining me today. Let's go find who's doing a thing. Some interesting stuff going on around. It's all very thirsty stuff going around too. Maybe we do A monkish. Working on a cool bat creature. I like cool bat creatures. That's something I want to do in my future. Almost fix the decals. I don't have to rush. Yeah, if you have example. Or we can wait till next stream, no pressure. They're right up there though. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I feel like we got a lot of cool stuff done. Really honing that shape in. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to work more on this. Eventually we'll get around to doing some emotes. We have those on the to-do list for a while now. Yeah, and then we'll get back to implementing code in Cablo too. Lots of stuff to do. Lots of stuff. So busy. Anywho, I hope everyone has a great day. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be here from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you can find me there. If not, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you later. Goodbye.